What happens if you fall into a volcano? Falling into a volcano, few scenarios spark such vivid, terrifying curiosity. It's an irresistible question, not only for thrill-seekers or fans of disaster movies, but for anyone who wonders about the true power of nature, the limits of the human body, and the mysteries that lurk beneath the Earth's crust. What truly happens if a human being falls into an active volcano? To answer, let's take a journey into the fiery heart of our planet, peeling back myths, examining scientific realities, and exploring the chilling consequences for anyone unfortunate or foolhardy enough to tumble into one of the world's most lethal natural phenomena. Let's set aside melodrama and sensationalism, focusing instead on the stunning, sometimes counterintuitive facts that science reveals. First, it's important to set the scene. When people imagine falling into a volcano, they usually picture a conical mountain topped with a bubbling, open lake of glowing orange lava, a vision seared into the cultural imagination by Hollywood blockbusters and adventure tales. But in reality, most volcanoes aren't constantly overflowing cauldrons of lava. Many are dormant for years, centuries, or even millennia, and only erupt rarely, sometimes violently. The form and accessibility of molten rock, lava, vary immensely. But let's suspend disbelief and assume the worst. Assume you are somehow standing on the lip of an exceedingly active volcano, a crater holding a lake of molten lava. Maybe it's the swirling pit of Mount Nyiragongo in the Democratic Republic of Congo, or the towers of Hawaii's Kilauea, occasionally seen fountaining viscous, glowing magma to the open air. Now imagine you slip. Gravity takes hold. What happens next? The first surprise is that, in all likelihood, you would not sink gracefully into the lava as if it were water or melt instantly, like a lump of chocolate in a microwave. Lava may look like a fluid, yellow-orange river, but it's astonishingly dense, 1,000 times thicker than water, similar in viscosity to a pool of thick honey, sometimes even more like peanut butter or toothpaste. And it's extremely hot, ranging between 1,300 and 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 700 to 1,200 degrees Celsius. The surface of a lava lake is rarely liquid smooth. It's often crusted over, roiling, with solidified chunks and islands. If a human were to fall, the likely sequence of events would not be like the neat, slow descent into a glowing pit as portrayed in cartoons or movies. In real scenarios, several critical dangers unfold even before contact is made. The crater itself harbors sweltering, toxic gases, combinations of sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen chloride, and others. Many volcanoes eject so much carbon dioxide that the air itself becomes unbreathable. Hot wind whips around the crater rim, sometimes hot enough to singe the hair off your body well before you go over the edge. The ground may be brittle, sloped, or loose. Even approaching a lava lake, the temperature radiating from the surface can be so scalding, hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit, that exposure without protection can cause severe burns and unconsciousness in mere moments. But let's assume you make it to the edge of a truly liquid lava lake, or perhaps stumble across a thin crust and plunge towards the glowing depths. As your body enters this infernal stew, the first experience isn't sinking but being flash incinerated. The intense heat would ignite clothing and hair in an instant. Flesh would blister, blacken, and char in a fraction. Thanks for sticking with us until the end of the video. What do you think would really happen if this became reality? How would the world change? Share your thoughts or your own what-if theories in the comments below. Who knows, your idea might inspire our next video. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep exploring the wildest possibilities with us. See you in the next unexpected what-if adventure.